It's a very sobering fact to be on the train during rush hour. Typically, a train in the Tokyo area has 10 cars, and to think that in one car, there might not even be one Christian. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done in Japan.
When I was 10 years old, Mabel Francis came to our church. She was a missionary from Japan. She came to Japan in 1909. There was tension building with the war. The Alliance called all their missionaries back to the U.S., but Mabel Francis and her sister Ann Diefendorf said, "We're going to stay here." They saw hundreds of people come to Christ. She served here for 55 years and was awarded one of the highest medals that the Japanese government gives by the emperor. So for me, it was like, ever since I've been a boy, I wanted to go to Japan. How can I stay in the States when there's so many people in this country who don't have the gospel? We came in 1984, so it'll be 40 years this summer. And that's been a wonderful privilege, starting churches, seeing leaders developed and raised up in churches. But there's hard soil. We don't see a lot of fruit. It can be very discouraging. Japan is a very unreached country. Less than 0.5% of the people are followers of Jesus. 84 million follow Shinto, 71 million follow Buddhism, but probably less than 300,000 are believers who are followers of Jesus.
They have everything they need. They think that church and Christianity is for weak people.
Just being different is something that's hard for them to follow Christ. There's also pressure sometimes from their family, from the company, to be like everybody else. And if nobody else is going to church on Sunday, why should you?
People in Japan are very lonely. We've seen many Japanese come into church because they want to be part of something. In our Alliance churches, we want to create a family. This is a time to really reach the Japanese young people.
I think there's more openness among the young people. They're searching for something.
They're longing to come together for fellowship, for small group discussion, for teaching. One thing that we've found the most fruitful is friendship evangelism. It's reaching out in the community.
It's having a listening ear.
It's inviting people into the church and loving them as your friends.
There are times when it's like, is it really worth it? Is it worth all the sacrifice? But this is where people need to hear the gospel.
It's worth giving everything to Him to be here.
We feel like the soil's been tilled, the seed has been planted, it's being watered. We believe that there's going to be a great moving of the Holy Spirit here.
We are seeing momentum here in the ministry in Japan, but the needs are still so great. And we would love to see workers coming out that have a heart to reach the young people and to be part of a church planting team. We want to see a movement of churches. We're on the verge of something here. We feel if the church is going to move forward, we need to be passing the baton to the next generation. We're so grateful to the Alliance for sending us 40 years ago, but now God is calling us back to America. We're not going to be here to see the harvest, but it's been our privilege to prepare the soil for a harvest that's coming.
Mabel Francis wrote the Alliance president in 1946, saying that we need more missionaries here in Japan. We cannot fulfill our responsibility in this crisis without more workers, she says.
Here we are 80 years later with that same cry for more workers to be sent to Japan. The needs are great, the time is short. We have urgency in our hearts that God would send more workers to join the spiritual harvest that's coming to Japan.